This video is sponsored by Shortboxed, the easiest and safest way to buy and sell comic books, both raw and graded. Download the app today using the link in the description. It's time to run down the top 10 most purchased books on the Shortboxed app. This is a video that I do every single month that I honestly enjoy doing because I think that the books that show up on this list are a good indicator of what it is that people generally are interested in adding to their collection. I have to mention here that 80% of this list is new from last month. Without any further ado, let's get to the list. Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. With that out of the way, the number 10 book on the list is Batman issue number 423 with its iconic cover from Todd McFarlane. There are 3,391 universal blue labels on the census, with the 9.8 commanding a healthy value of $2,063 for the last 30 days. There are only 268 blue label 9.8s, which is just 7.9% of the graded blue label population. Number 9 on the list is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50, another iconic cover, but this one is from John Romita Sr. This comic is also the first appearance of Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. There are 7,201 total copies of this comic on the census across all grades and labels. 6,006 of those copies are a blue label. Number 8 is Star Wars issue number 1, volume 1 from 1977. This comic is the first appearance of several characters, including Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, Darth Vader, and more. There are more than 14,000 universal blue labels of this comic on the census, including 776 9.8s. The 9.8 has a 30-day average value of $4,491. Number 7 is Spider-Gwen issue number 1. This comic is the premiere issue of the first Spider-Gwen titled series released in 2015. There are exactly 4,000 universal blue labels on the census, of which 3,186 of them are 9.8s. The 9.8 has a 30-day average value of just $91. Number 6 is Wolverine number 1, the first Wolverine book on the list, but this one is from the ongoing series, which was released in 1988. This comic is also the first appearance of Wolverine as Patch. There are 16,870 total blue labels on the census, including 3,110 9.8s. The 9.8's value has been pretty stable for the last year, hovering around $400. Number 5 is X-Men issue number 1 from 1991. This comic is the first team appearance of the X-Men Gold and Blue teams. It is also the best-selling comic book of all times with more than 8 million copies. There are a total of 14,326 universal blue labels on the census, including 8,160 9.8s. The 9.8 has a 30-day average value of just $83. Number 4 is the second Gwen Stacy related comic. This one, Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 2, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, aka Spider-Woman, aka Gwen Stacy from Earth 65. There are 6,828 universal copies of this comic on the census, with 49.7% of those comics landing a 9.8. The 9.8 has a 30-day average value of $1,005. Number 3, up 3 spots since last month, is Uncanny X-Men issue number 266. This is the first cover and second appearance of Gambit. There are just over 20,000 universal blue labels of this comic on the census, including 3,492 9.8s, which has a 30-day average value of $739. Number 2 on the list is X-Men issue number 101, the first appearance of the Phoenix and an iconic cover from the legendary Dave Cockrum. There are 7,726 total copies of this comic on the census, including 6,536 universal blue label copies. And the number 1 book on the list, up 9 spots since last month, is Wolverine issue number 1 from the limited series. This comic is also the first solo series featuring Wolverine. There are a total of 21,338 universal copies of this comic on the census, including 3,804 9.8s, which have a 30-day average value of $639. With that said, we are going to go ahead and wrap up this installment. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, I absolutely want to encourage you to give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I want to encourage you to do that now, and if you want to reach out to me, you can do that on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care. Before I let you go, I want to tell you all about a new project that I am working on. It is called Marcus, and Marcus is going to be the second title that I'll be releasing from my publishing company, Swoldier Publishing. If you are feeling frisky and if you're interested in supporting this project, head over to swoldierpublishing.com for more information and also to support the project.
This thing on? Mic check. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. Yo, should you practice art or should art be your practice? I had a question, so I asked it. Not to anyone specifically, but to my inner God, you know? The one that's gonna be a master, the one that's more than a rapper, the one that's an educator, the one that seeks enlightenment. He travels with concepts, he's got the mindset expansive. He understands that his time combined with travel and concepts makes his mind convex. Sort of like when you look at a brain scan, straight off meditation, we was concaving until we had that eternal dialogue that created our dialect. Now we in distinct rooms of pure souls having them conversations, synergy and combinations. You fly and we waiting, Indian style in the gold.